What's going on, YouTube? Achilles here, and today I put together a Rakdos Lizards deck. I've covered this deck before. I made a few changes. Specifically, we're playing a full play set of Strategic Betrayal, which is probably one of the best cards to play right now in Standard. Before, everyone was using Shoot the Sheriff and whatnot, but ever since all those Reanimator decks have been running around with Cavero and Bringer of the Last Gift, this card is a staple, at least to me. The only downside is you can't target the creature. Instead, your opponent sacrifices the creature of their choice, and then they exile the graveyard, but the whole point is that this card could exile the whole graveyard, and it's pretty relevant in this meta. So, if you don't know, this deck is pretty aggressive. It does a lot of 1 damage to our opponent in many forms, whether it's playing lands, swinging with their creatures, and even playing creatures. So with this deck, we swarm the board as early as turn 1, and we just play one lizard after another, and they all complement each other, and the more lizards we have on the board, the more value we get, especially with stuff like Laughing, Jasper, Flint. So I like to think this is a very underrated deck, but it could definitely get some wins pretty easily, especially if they can't answer the early curve of this deck. So let's get right into this list. We got 4 Iridescent Vinelasher, 2 Burst Lightning, 4 Hide Claw, 4 Strategic Betrayal, 4 Flamecache Gecko, 3 Viashino Pyromancer, 4 Fireglass Mentor, 4 Gastal Thrillseeker, 4 Gev Scaled Scorch, 2 Scales of Shale, 2 Laughing Jasper Flint, and for the lands we got 3 Swamps, 4 Mountains, 4 Blazemire Verge, 4 Fabled Passage, 4 Multiversal Passage, and 4 Starting Town. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe. I'm on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so every bit will help. And if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day. And if you want to become a member, you can get early access to videos. Let's get right into these games. Okay, not too bad. We're going to go right into the Vinelasher. Damage, play the Gev. If they remove the Gev, I don't really care because we have another one. Plus, they're going to have to pay 2 life to get around it. Unless, of course, they have nowhere to run. Nice. That's actually perfect. So we're going to play this. Some more damage. We're going to play this with the Offspring now. So now they got to answer all these cards right now or else they're going to be in trouble. That's a good card. But we have a Strategic Betrayal. And we get it. Okay, we got our turn 1 Lizard, which is very important for this deck. Especially since we have the right land to play it. Because I was going to say, if we don't have anything else besides this Blazemire Verge, we can only use black mana right away, so... Luckily, we don't have to. Alright, so this is going to be a nice play. We're going to go for the swing. We're going to do 1 damage. They're obviously going to block. I mean, they might not because I could pump it up, obviously, too. So, I mean, good job on our opponent for that. But we're going to now play the Gecko. Now we're going to play a Mentor. I like to keep the Thrillseeker for later if possible, because if we could get max speed, then it'll come out on its own with haste, but at the same time we need to play a card with max speed to get it going. Alright, so this is going to be the move, guys. We're going to go for this swing with everyone besides the Mentor. Because the Mentor will give us another card. I don't want to waste it. I'll take that Gev. It's a good card. We'll play the red mana source so we don't have to take any life. So now they're going to be in trouble if they can't answer all these angry little lizards. Interesting. So what's the move, you may ask? Well, I think either way I'm going to have to use the Strategic Betrayal. I'm going to swing out with everyone. Each Fireglass Mentor and Gev are both equally bad for them to deal with, so I keep 2 mana open to do something after the Gev. So yeah, even though I'm not going to get a free card, the follow-up play will complement the Gev, because when I play a Lizard, it's going to get stronger, I get to do 1 damage, and then we set up for another Mentor play for next turn, and look at that. Unfortunately, we don't have our turn 1 Lizard play, but either way, can't get discouraged because you can't always have the perfect hand. Wonder what they're playing. It's going to definitely determine what I do for next turn. Alright, so it looks like we're going to go for the Mentor. And if the Mentor could stick, and if I could just swing with it, I'll get some free value. And that's exactly what I'm going to end up doing. Probably get rid of the Gecko. It helps me go wider. Although the Vinelasher also is a big threat. So we go for the swing. Let's see what we could find now. Take the Gev. It's a good card. We'll play the Gev. And as much as I want to go for the Offspring ability, I want to take advantage of these early turns. So I am going to play this Vinelasher now, especially since it gets a buff from Gev. And the best part is, the Fabled Passage will trigger twice. Ooh, what are they going to get rid of? That's the real question. Interesting choice. Okay, so we play this, we do damage, we're going to get rid of it, get another red mana source, and then we'll do another damage to our opponent. It gets better. We're going to play a Pyromancer, do 1 damage with Gev. Pyromancer gets a buff. We do 2 more damage to our opponent. Then we're going to do the same thing again. Love it. Now we swing for 5. So now our opponent has to answer this board or else we got it next turn. The only follow-up play that we have is the passage. So, but we get it. Opponent's going first. Not too bad of a start. Hopefully we just don't draw any more lands and we'll be okay. Oh my god. As we draw a land, guys. How unfortunate. Alright, well that's a start. Go for the swing. We're just going to go wide as early as possible because this deck's a window of opportunity is in these first few turns to set up, and hopefully your opponent can answer this. I mean, they could just use a Pinnacle Starcage and then our game plan's right out the window, but if they don't have that Pinnacle Starcage, like they don't have it right now, then we're in a good spot. Okay, so what are they going to use it on? Use it on the Mentor. That's interesting. Alright, so we're going to use this as a red source. We're going to use Burst Lightning while we can right now. We're going to get back our card. And look at that. Alright, I'm going to keep this hand. Our opponent better be playing Llanowar Elves in their deck, or else I wouldn't understand their name. Alright, we're going to go for the Fabled Passage turn 1. They do have Llanowar Elves in their deck. That's really funny. That's very interesting. I might have to use the Strategic Betrayal right now. I really don't want to, but honestly, I mean, maybe if I get rid of their key card, which is the Llanowar Elves, they'll be upset. Alright, what's the follow-up play? Summon Fenrir? Okay. Alright, so what's the move, guys? Well, we're limited on what we could play because of our mana. Yeah, we definitely are. I think I'm just going to go for Gev, because everything else we play afterwards will get stronger. So that might be the move. Interesting. We're going to pay 2, get rid of it. Next turn, their Summon Fenrir goes away, which is good for us. They play another Elf, which is their key card. Oh my goodness. They really like the Llanowar Elves, guys. Alright, that's perfect for us. Yeah, you know what? This is what we're going to do. We're going to play the Thrillseeker. We're going to go for Hired Claw. And then we have the Scales of Shale at our disposal if they go for the swing with their Llanowar Elf. Which hopefully they do, and then we just get rid of it. You're going to probably go for the swing with the Elf. Yep, that's fair. So now we go for the block. We'll use the Scales of Shale. And we'll get rid of their key card right now. Which is a small victory for us right now. We're going to play the Mentor because it will be good for us. We'll swing with both, because if they decide to block with the Chocobo against the Hired Claw, we could trade, which I'm totally fine doing. Yeah, they're too smart. They're like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I think we'll get another land, so we can play everything in our hand. We just have to go wide against this deck. Now what do they got next? If they get rid of the Mentor, that'll be unfortunate, and they definitely are. That's not good. But now they gotta deal with the rest of our board, and do they have a land in their hands? They do not. Another Linwar Elves. How convenient. Alright, so, I mean, listen. This is the point where we just have to swing out with everyone and do the most damage possible. So we're going to definitely pump up both Hired Claws, I think, in this situation that we're in. We got to do as much damage as possible to our opponent. So all it's going to take now is for us to swing with the double Hired Claw and just get 1 damage in somehow. And we could get that damage in with a lot of different things. That's not good. So now we're at the mercy of what we could possibly find because they're slowly setting up a big board. Swing with another creature. Man, they're too smart for that, guys. No way. Aw, never mind. This wouldn't be enough. Yeah. So we swing with this. We do 2 damage. It has Death Touch, so they have to block it because that's, less damage they're going to take. So all we got to do now is, what, hold on. Let's do this first, and then we'll go for the Vinelasher play. Okay, so all we got to do is keep at least 1 Hired Claw on the board and just swing with 1 Lizard and we got it. So let's see what they got. Oh man, we defeated the Linwar Elves, I believe. That is 13 damage. So even if they swung, actually, we gotta see. Okay, let's see. So if we absorb 6, it's 21. Yeah, we gotta do it like this. All it comes down to what I draw at the end of the day. What could I possibly get? Ah, it's not gonna cut it, guys. What a shame. Alright, we get to go first. I'm keeping this. I'd like to think the Hired Claw is a better turn 1 play over Vinelasher. Especially if we can get the Offspring ability on the Vinelasher, there's more value that we can get overall. Alright, we go for the Gecko. We get 2 more mana to play around with. We go for Thrillseeker. Just go from there. Interesting. Okay, so let's go for the swing first. They have something for 1 mana, probably an Unsummoner into the Floodmoth, I had to guess. Classic. Alright, so they Put that back in our hand. We go for the big swing. Alright, so now we go for another Gecko. Get our 2 mana. We're going to use the red for Hired Claw. Black mana source for Vinelasher. And now we play the Fabled Passage. Get a red source. And now our opponent has a lot of stuff they have to deal with. And then we got another 2 damage with the Pyromancer on top of everything else. So hopefully, even if we find a land next turn, I mean, that one land will turn into 1 damage against our opponent either way. Yeah, I don't really care about that. Yeah, it's more damage to our opponent. Plus, we could use Hired Claw's ability to pump it up now. Now, the Thrillseeker has Death Touch, which is never a bad thing. Okay, what are they going to use it on? On the Thrillseeker, I say. So now we go for the big swing. How are they going to block all this? Either way, I'm going to pump this up because we have the mana to do all this on top of the Pyromancer, so we might as well make it stronger. Go for the Pyromancer now. Take him down to 4. And let's see if they can get around all this. And we get it. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Tell me what you think of the deck in the comment section down below. Please like the video and subscribe if you have not already. And if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day. I hope everyone has a great day. Take care.